Hello, welcome to Quiz Time. I'm Jess and today I have a history quiz and it's all about the world. So, do you know your world history? Let's find out. The shortest war in human history was between England and which country? Zimbabwe, Zanzibar or New Zealand? Zanzibar. The 100 Years' War lasted how many years? 116, 100 or 5? A 116. Where were the Hanging Gardens found? Giza, Olympia or Babylon? Babylon. Which country was Greenland a colony of until 1981? Sweden, Denmark or Norway? Denmark. In ancient Rome, a week lasted how many days? 7, 8 or 5? 8 days. What profession was Charles Lindbergh? A sailor, an engineer or a pilot? A pilot. From the 17th century until the Russian Revolution, what family ruled Russia? Romanov, Dvorosky or Bolshevik? Romanov. When did the Battle of Waterloo take place? June 18th, 1815, 20th of June 1820 or 25th of June 1825? June the 18th, 1815. Presidents Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley and Kennedy all share one commonality. What is it? They all had sons, they were all single, or they were all assassinated. They were all assassinated. In what year did Mao Zedong come to power? 1920, 1949 or 1989? (1949). In what year did the Easter Rising in Ireland take place? Hint, it was between 1915 and 1920, so you've got 5 years, here or there. 1916. On March the 30th, 1981, who was shot outside the Hilton Hotel in Washington? President Ronald Reagan, President Richard Nixon or Condoleezza Rice? President Ronald Reagan. Who was the first man to walk on the moon? Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong or Alex Lenov? Neil Armstrong. Van Diemen's Land is also known as Tasmania, Australia or Laos? Tasmania. What did Eli Whitney invent? Printing press, cotton gin or the telephone? Cotton gin. What years did the Korean War take place? 1960 to 69, 1950 to 60, or 1950 to 1953? 1950 to 1953. True or false? The Berlin Wall was torn down in 1982. It's false. It was actually 1989. In what modern-day country was the iconic ICANN Empire located? Colombia, Ecuador, or Peru? Peru. What was the first toy to be advertised on television? Mr. Potato Head, Gumby, or Cabbage Patch Kids? Did you have any of those? I had a Mr. Potato Head, and it was the first to be advertised on TV. In what country was Adolf Hitler born? Austria, Germany, or Switzerland? Austria. In what century did the bubonic plague hit Europe? The 5th century, the 12th century, or the 14th century? The 14th. Who painted the Sistine Chapel? Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, or Georgia O'Keeffe? Michelangelo. In what modern-day country was the ancient Mayan civilization? Mexico, Guatemala, or Brazil? It's Guatemala. Who discovered Greenland? Vikings, Christopher Columbus, or Marco Polo? Vikings. After Germany invaded this country, the UK declared war. Holland, Poland, or Italy? It's Poland. Marco Polo was the first Western explorer to reach which country? China. Who invented the television? Philo Taylor Farnsworth, Alexander Graham Bell, or Henry Ford? Philo Taylor Farnsworth. Richard Nixon resigned because of what scandal? Moonshine, Watergate, or the Korean War? It was Watergate. True or false? Alexander Fleming invented penicillin. It's true. Well, he discovered it, didn't he, in 1928 in London. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand led to which war? The Cold War, World War II, or World War I? World War I. Convicts from England were sent to which country from 1788 to 1868? Greenland, Siberia, or Australia? Australia. During World War II, which leader was the Soviet Union ruled by? Lenin, Stalin, or Gorbachev? Stalin. What is the official language of the Olympics? Greek, Spanish, or French? French. The euro is the currency of members of what union? European, Soviet, or American? The European Union use the euro. Alaska was originally owned by which country? Russia, Thailand, or Canada? Russia. What was the original name of Mumbai? New Delhi, Bombay, or Goa? Bombay. The strip of land that divides the Korean peninsula is known as what? Korean No Zone, Korean Demilitarized Zone, or North-South Division? Korean Demilitarized Zone. Who was the only female Prime Minister of Israel? Gaidir Kamal Mireh, Sarah Doron, or Golda Meir? Golda Meir. What was the original use of ketchup? Medicine, condiment, or pet food? Medicine. How many times was Julius Caesar stabbed? 23, 10, or 5? "23 times." Where did Buddhism originate? India, Nepal, or China? Nepal. Constantinople was the capital of what empire? The Ottoman, Roman, or Greek? The Ottoman. Japanese warriors were known as what? Samurai, Yamabushi, or Oda? Samurai. How many member countries does the United Nations have? 57, 193, or 290? "193. What does Mein Kampf translate to? My world, my life, or my struggle? My struggle. After World War II, what was Germany divided into? East and West, North and South, or south and west? East and west. Louis Pasteur created the first what? Antibiotic, vaccine, or painkiller? Vaccine. Johann Salk invented the vaccine for what childhood disease? Chickenpox, polio, or mumps? Polio. What was the 15th United States President? Ulysses Grant, Abraham Lincoln, or James Buchanan? James Buchanan. Cleopatra used what animal to kill herself? A tiger, a snake, or a camel? A snake. Nike is the Greek goddess of what? Love, sports, or victory? Victory. Where was the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp located? Poland, Holland, or Germany? It was Germany. Don Quixote is the best-selling something of all time. Novel, song, or movie? Don Quixote is the best-selling novel of all time. The 3 ships Columbus sailed with the Nina, Pinta, and the what? Santa Cruz, Santa Maria, or Santa Angelina? Santa Maria. In what year did the Titanic sink? 1909, 1916, or 1912? 1912. Who attacked Pearl Harbor? The Germans, the Italians, or the Japanese? It was the Japanese. The Netherlands was the first country to legalise what? Same-sex marriage, abortion, or marijuana? Same-sex marriage. What boat did the Pilgrims sail on? The English tea boat, the Oyster, or the Mayflower? The Mayflower. How many pyramids make up the Great Pyramids at Giza? 16, 3, or 10? 3. How many years did the Cold War last? 10, 45, or 6? 45. The Moors spoke what language? Spanish, Arabic, or French? Arabic. What drink was made safe to drink by Louis Pasteur? Milk, water, or caffeine? Or coffee, sorry. It was milk. The Tiananmen Square protests of 1989 occurred in what country? Cambodia, Thailand, or China? China. What country was Hugo Chavez elected president of? Peru, Venezuela, or Colombia? Venezuela. US presidents' first names, something Coolidge, Stephen, Melvin, or Calvin? Calvin. A large number of South Africans are descended from this group: Italian, Dutch, or Turkish? Dutch. What was the former name of Tokyo? Edo, Kyoto, or Ono? Edo. Scottish traditional fabric is called tarnan, tartan, or tarzan? Tartan. Who was the only female ruler of China? Empress Wu, Empress Kui, or Empress Shi? Empress Wu. Nuclear testing was carried out in this US state: New Mexico, Nevada, or Arizona? Arizona. Which civilization used hieroglyphics? Greek, Roman, or Egyptian? The Egyptian. Joan of Arc was accused of what crime? Witchcraft, bigamy, or adultery? Witchcraft. What modern-day country was home to the Cree Native Americans? United States, France, or Canada? Canada. When was the Acropolis erected? 3rd century BCE, 5th century BCE, or 8th century BCE? Fifth century BCE. In India, the golden age of art, science and mathematics occurred during which empire? Khan, Gupta, or Patel? Gupta. The something dynasty developed a system of writing using oracle bones: Shang, Ming, or Tang? The Shang. What is a Muslim place of worship called? A mosque, a temple, or a church? A mosque. What ancient city was preserved and buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius? Cosa, Pompeii, or Belem? Pompeii. In 1992, the Yitzhak Rabin became the Prime Minister of what country? Palestine, Israel, or Iran? Israel. What does BCE stand for? Before current era, before Christ's era, or before current evolution? Before current era. True or false? The father of medicine is Zeus. It's false. The father of medicine is Hippocrates. What type of weapon is a gladius? A knife, a gun, or a sword? A sword. An ancient city in Egypt or the capital of Tennessee? Murfreesboro, Memphis, or Clarksville? Memphis. The Egyptian process for preserving is called mummification. Food, the dead, or plants? It's preserving the dead that's called mummification. Which Carthaginian general invaded the Alps with war elephants? Hannibal, Alexander, or Eric? Hannibal. Who is the Egyptian god of the sun? Ra, Shu, or Geb? It's Ra. What place in France is known for the Paleolithic drawings of animal life? Léon, Lascaux, or Le Mans? Lascaux. Notable religious figure. Something Teresa. Sister Teresa, Maria Teresa, or Mother Teresa? It's Mother Teresa. Paper money was invented during which Chinese dynasty? The Song, the Ming, or the Qing dynasty? The Song. What animal went extinct around 1650 BC? T-Rex, mammoth, or dodo? Mammoth. Who wrote The Republic? Plato, Aristotle, or Hammurabi? Plato. The father of Xerxes was who? Alexander the Great, Darius the First, or Aeax the Great? Darius the First. In what country is the oldest temple, Göbekli Tepe, located? Greece, Turkey, or Saudi Arabia? Turkey. If you are practicing mellification, you are embalming a corpse with what substance? Salt, oil, or honey? Honey. What did Vasco da Gama discover? The Silk Road, the spice route, or the first sea route? The first sea route. The ancient Egyptians worshipped which dung beetle? Tag, skin, or scarab? Scarab. How many hills was the ancient city of Rome built on? 10, 7, or 2? It's 7. What European group was the first to settle in the United States? Spanish, English, or French? The Spanish. Have you paid close attention? What ship sank in the Atlantic Ocean in 1912? The Titanic. And your last one. On what date was the Declaration of Independence signed? August 2nd, 1776, August 12th, 1776, or August the 22nd, 1776? August the 2nd, 1776. So, how was your world history today? Drop your score in the comments below, and of course like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new quiz. And please join us next time on Quiz Time.